to finish reading for you from the last two decks of this set. So, Most High God, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. So, we're working on finding out, well, what has God been doing in the background to bring justice for the wrong that was unjustly done to you? This is deck number 4 and this is deck number 5. So we're gonna dig in and try and pull, well, dig in to pull, not try. We're gonna pull the information for you. So if you felt drawn to deck number 4, this is your message to find out what karma your haters are going through for unjustly hurting you. Okay? To God be the glory, ma'am. If you love me, you love my God, because God made me this way. Just for us. Okay, so this one is doing its own thing. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then this one is doing its own thing. We're gonna flip it this way. Put the rest of them away. Okay, so this is the message. And then we got this, and we're gonna pull this up just a tiny bit. And I feel like pulling these ones as well. And then just get into the reading. Who is that loving me so much? I'm hearing, and I just saw the love card. I'm hearing, why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. I have a say in the matter. If you're not worthy, we're not marrying. Period. Marry that girl. You better go look for your kahunas. You can't have a girl like me if you ain't got no kahunas. And apparently none of the men I know have kahunas. So, we'll do the math. Y'all are all bitch made. Fighting against me for no reason. Okay. Alrighty. Marry that girl. See how mine always gotta be complicated? So this is a general message, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this extra one here. So I'm gonna put that here and put that here. Alrighty, so if you felt drawn to deck number 3, let's find out what karma your haters who unjustly hurt you are going through. So we got the diamond-hearted Dakini. It says, I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. So God has brought them to the light. Their karma is to be brought into the light. Let's see, we have, I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven on earth for myself. So God is making them self-sufficient. Okay. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. So God is making them look in like, what's your problem? You can do it too. You see the type of karma that God serves? Well, I'm telling you, nobody can do it like God, okay? When people do us wrong, if it feels, it hurts, yes, and we feel like we want to do something about it, but nobody can do it like God can. Because when somebody hurt you, if you do something to them, they're just going to try to come back and do it to you. But when they hurt you and you do nothing to them, then God steps in. And God changed their whole shit. Because when somebody hurt you and they realize that you're not a bitch like them, or you're not just a nasty person like them, it gives them cause to then look at them own self. Isn't that amazing? I'm not saying that you should never try to correct someone's behavior when they wrong you, but you need to know when to give it to God. Yeah, there's a point where, you know what, I'm gonna just leave you to God. God gonna fix it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then we have love is divine and I am nothing except love. So yeah, God is changing this person's whole persona. We have my ego is in service of my soul and I trust my soul's divine timing. So this person is having a come to the Lord moment. That's their karma. So if you're somebody who is already connected to the Lord and they've been like laughing at you and calling you weak because you're a good girl or a good guy, they are being challenged to become a good girl or a good guy. So exactly what you are is exactly what they're becoming or being forced into becoming. So now it's like, are you gonna laugh at yourself? Because what you have is true power. For being connected to the divine or connected to your higher self, that's true power. So now all that you are, even the humbleness and all that, being able to just turn away and leave somebody up to karma, nature, God, they're becoming that as well. Hang on. I love it. We have the essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. This is their karma. To recognize that they're not much different to you. Stop projecting outside and start looking in yourself. That's their karma. To see all the wonderful things that are within you also. You know, that's their karma. So it's a good karma. It's a bad karma and a good karma, because it's a bad karma because they have to now see exactly how stupid they have been to be laughing at you and picking on you and talking nonsense about you when you have the right formula to life. And now they're going to come take pages from your book. They feel stupid. That's their karma. And we have, I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Yeah, you are a jackass. So they have to take a good look at themselves. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. See? They have to now recognize nature and respect nature and respect themselves. And know that nature didn't make no mistakes and nature don't make any fools either. So why you looking outside at somebody else and their brilliance and being mad at it to the point where you want to hurt them because they're brilliant, and you never took the time to look inside yourself to see your brilliance? I need to find a way to do these readings so that the karmic people, because it's nice that we're getting these messages, but they need to hear these things too, innit? They would really heal if they were to hear this. I'm going to try to think of the formula to make that happen. Yeah. All right, so the mystery cards. We have the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Exactly, you can do it too. Whatever you want to be. But can you try and be something good? You know? Then we have my soul knows the way, and the only way the only way out is through. Exactly. You can't half step, you can't skip steps. You gotta put in the work. They gotta put in the work, I should say, just like you put in the work. And then we have, my heart is a compass, the path of love is true abundance. Exactly. That's how we be winning. Because it was love that made you say, you know what, I'm going to leave you to God. Because that was love of yourself. Leave you to God, leave you to karma, leave you to whatever. It was love of yourself. Because if you keep fighting, you're only going to tire yourself out. So it's like, I'm going to hand you over to that which is greater than myself. Because I see that I'm not getting anywhere with you. Okay? So that was showing love of self. And by extension or automatically, it becomes love towards them. So now they're learning to be like that too. We have, I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Exactly. That's how you grow. Because what is love? Love is everything that is right. So even war can be love if it is done for the right reason. You understand? Because sometimes you have to fight. So what is love? Love is what is right. That's love. What is right. So when somebody needs to be shown tough love, you show them tough love. Because if you choose to be soft with somebody who deserves tough love, they're going to take you for a fool. And they're going to keep walking all over you. So you have to know when to toughen up and show that tough love, and when to be soft and compassionate and give that nurturing love. You know? So, as they say, when I commit to love, my soul evolves. No matter how you look at it, that's true. And then we have, I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. And that's why when we try to be anything but love, everything goes haywire. Everything goes to shit when we try to be anything but love. Because even people who do wicked things and they get away with it, there's a part of their soul that dies. There's a part of their soul that doesn't have rest. And that's the part that they don't show us. They act like they're not experiencing that, but they are. That's why people be asking, like, how do you sleep at night? Some of them don't, but they won't tell you that. But just look at some of them and see how big the bags are under their eyes. Just look at their physical being, and it'll tell you they're not happy people. Some of them are overweight. Why? Because they're depressed. People who are overweight, they don't do stuff. They eat and they don't move around. And they overeat as well. Some people, they eat to forget their problems. Some people, they drink to forget their problems. Some people, they smoke to forget their problems. Some people, they have sex to forget their problems. Some people, they spend money to forget their problems. So if you want to see what it's really like, you have to know, well, what's this person's go-to to forget their problems? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to walk around with a sad face, because a lot of them want to hide the fact that they're not happy within themselves. It's crazy. So it says, I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. And anything outside of that is sadness. It's hell. Sadness, loss, regret, disappointment, stress, depression. Outside of love, that's all you got. All the ugliness of life, and it makes you ugly on the outside as well. That's why they're into so much plastic surgery and all them Botox shots and all them things, to try and get their beauty back. But their ugliness is coming from inside. You see it? So the card that was really weird, that was just standing all by itself, it says, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. So this is their karma. They have to speak truth to themselves. So whatever they're angry about, because it's anger that made them target you in the first place, but they were projecting their anger outside towards you when really and truly the anger was coming from within them because they felt inadequate. They didn't know how to be a success. You see, so whatever it is that you achieve that they are envious of, whether it's your joy, or maybe you have a good marriage, maybe you have a successful business, maybe you have a great family life, maybe you're just confident, you're beautiful, you're healthy, whatever it is that they were trying to ruin of yours, is because within themselves they didn't see themselves as having the ability to attain that of themselves. So instead of looking within themselves, they were looking outside to ruin yours and maybe other people because they don't have that and they don't know how to achieve that. And they don't have the humbleness to come and talk to you. Just have a decent conversation and say, how do you do it? You know, we humans, we need to start to normalize talking. We need to, when we feel envy, when we feel jealousy and stuff like that, instead of fueling it in a negative way, we should breathe, first of all, calm down, and even tell the person that you're about to talk to, look, I am angry and I'm actually jealous because you that, and I don't, I don't know how to do that. And they just might share with you their formula. You know? It's better you talk it than to just go into some dark shit. You get better results. Because for however long they've been wronging you and all this karma that they've been accumulating and all the things that they're going to regret when they start speaking, when they start giving a voice to their anger, they just have a long list of stupid shit that they did just because they were angry at their own inadequacy. So you should have just walked the other path, innit? It's not that hard. You know, give somebody their compliment. Give somebody their due credit. It's not gonna kill you. You know, and if you meet up on good people like me and you come and express yourself in that way to somebody like me, I'll give you tips because I got it for free. And if it's a business, then I have to sell it to you. But I'll give it to you. Just ask me a question. It's not that serious. You know? We're not haters around here. Hate is destructive, not only to the person that you're directing it at, but also to the person who is harnessing or conjuring that energy. It's destructive and it's ugly. It makes us ugly. Nobody got time to be ugly. You understand me? Okay. Nobody wants to be ugly. Ah, yes. If you've been drawn to deck number 5, let's find out what their karma is for hurting you unjustly. So, those who chose deck number 5. So we got courage. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And it has gratitude. Wait, so courage and gratitude and freedom. Imagination, forgiveness, and growth. Okay. So this is another come to the Lord kind of situation. Okay, so their karma for, I remember this is one of the decks that I was drawn to. So their karma for hurting you unjustly is that come to the Lord kind of vibration. Their karma is to be challenged to find the courage to show gratitude for your freedom. So it's like they're jealous of your freedom. They're jealous of your your confidence, your self-confidence. They're jealous of your go-getting attitude, like you're self-made. Okay? You have big kahunas, you got big balls, you got a strong backbone, and they're jealous. And that's why they were hurting you, because they're trying to kill your confidence. They're trying to kill your drive. They're trying to make you unambitious. They're trying to make you lazy. They're trying to make you a loser. Okay? Because you just got too much vibes. Instead of trying to tap into their own, they decided, ooh, you feel like you're too much. I'm going to cut you down a size or two, or three, or four, or 10. Nah, how about I just make you kill yourself? Now they need to find the courage to express their gratitude for your freedom. So it's like telling truth to themselves. And then they're imagining forgiveness. They want your forgiveness now, so that they can grow. And if you remember from the last deck, I told you I felt like I was resonating with deck number 3. And this is basically what deck number 3 was talking about. It's the same story. Those who did you wrong, they now want to give you your compliments and give you your flowers, and they want to be a part of your story. But before that can happen, they have to figure out imagination, how to get your forgiveness so that they can grow. Because they can't grow without you. The kind of life that they will have without you is nothing compared to the type of life that they will have, knowing that they have your forgiveness, knowing that they have your support, knowing that they have an inspiration like yourself in their life. They have to find the courage to admit that they're actually grateful for a person like you. Because your strength, even though they were angry at you, it's giving them strength. Even though they were angry and jealous and tried to kill you because of your strength actually gives them strength. So now they have to admit to themselves, you know what, you are actually cool. You are actually an inspiration to me. You are actually, I feel like life is better with you in it. So let's check out these mystery card messages, whatever. Okay, so we got the death card and the blame card and perseverance and judgment and adversity. You see what they did? Let's read that again. So now they're challenged with putting an end to blaming you or blaming us. Blaming us because their life was hard. It was hard to watch you be happy and successful and beautiful and confident and a self-made person. They were blaming you. So they were projecting that negative energy outside and hating us. Okay? Judgment and adversity. So the judgment card says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And the adversity card says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So now they're accepting the challenge of facing the reality that they were wrong. That's their karma. They were wrong for how they treated you. They blamed you as if you were the problem when really and truly the problem was within themselves. They were unhappy with their path. They didn't see the beauty in their path. But because of the type of person that we are, we not only highlight the beauty in our path, we are fair enough to tell people, yo, you need to look within, look at the greatness that's within you too. We are the type of people to say, you know what, I admire this and that and that and that and that and that about you. Shit, I wish I had some of the skills that you had. Like some of the people that they're comedic. They have the power to just make people laugh. I don't have that ability. When I make you guys laugh, is because I am naturally how I am, and that shit is funny. But if I was to come here and say I'm going to make you laugh, I will bomb. I will tank. I am rubbish. And the people that's been in my life that they just open their mouth, or they just have me cracking up. And it's always been a talent that I admire in people. Okay? There are people in my life who know how to freestyle. They just hear a beat and they can start talking on the beat, and they it makes sense. It rhymes, it flows well. I'm jealous of that, but I'm not gonna hate you for it. You know? I don't hate people for that, but it's a gift that I don't have that they have. That shit is cool. Now, what I do when I find people with gifts that I like is when I notice that I like it but I don't have it, I practice. I've been practicing trying to be funny because I'm very serious and it's scary. So I try to find that balance between my seriousness and my jovial energy so that I could create like a balanced atmosphere so people don't always feel tense around me. You know what I'm saying? So, but you see, these people, they never took the time to talk to me, just like your people probably never your haters never took the time to talk to you. If they took the time to talk to you, then they would hear you say these things, because we are honest enough within ourselves and aware enough of ourselves to be able to communicate clearly. They got traits that we like, that we can't freaking do, that we may be just a teeny bit jealous of, but jealousy is ugly. What's the point in being jealous when you can just start to practice or start to work towards? You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. Maybe they have a formula. If you really want to know so bad, then we have enough humbleness within ourselves to ask them, well, how do you do that? Cause me, I would love to be able to freestyle, but I can only freestyle if I'm doing like ad libs and stuff like that. And I'm a writer though. I can write my ass off. I can write a whole song in like 5 minutes. You know, I can write several songs in 1 hour. But it's a gift. So it's like people are looking at us and seeing what's brilliant about us, but they're not looking at themselves and thinking, oh, we have admirable gifts too, but everybody's not good at everything. Some things you gotta work harder for. Some things come naturally to you, and some things you just gotta work harder for. You know? So they were looking at us and blaming us for their inadequacies and their inabilities to do this and do that, and it just made them feel bad. So they just say, okay, I'm gonna cut you down since you're so brilliant and I'm not. But for me, a lot of people would be envious of my ability to just be myself. But when you hate bullies, it's easy to be yourself. Because it's like, if I'm being myself and I'm not bothering you, then why is me being myself bothering you? You're just being an idiot right now. And I'm not going to take that shit laying down or sitting down. We're going to have a problem. So you either allow me to be myself, or you go someplace else and let me stay here and be myself. You can allow me to be myself and you stay here and you watch me be myself, and stop being mad too, because your mood is affecting my mood and I'm going to have to come get you. So don't attack me spiritually, and don't attack me physically for being myself. So I know for sure that that's one of the things that people hate about me. But I don't care. I'm happy and I'm being myself. How about you allow my joy to infect you in a positive way? How about you find your joy? And let's all be fucking merry. How about that? Because you miserable, I need to be miserable? I don't think so. Shit. I don't care how many problems I got. Happiness is a choice, and I choose happiness. When it's time to worry and cry, I worry and I cry. When it's time to think, I think. So when it's time to fucking be happy, I'ma be happy. And if that bothers you, you need to go someplace else or let it bother you. But don't let it bother me. Don't make me know that you're annoyed. Because if you bother me and my happiness, I'm going to bother you. And you're going to be even more vexed. Because you're not going to win the battle. Because you're being stupid. Moving on. So, we got service, peace, and fear. You know what I'm getting with this? I'm getting, like, putting in the work to be peaceful is, like, scary to them. You know, some people are afraid of peace. Do you know some people absolutely hate peace? They think that peace is boring. Service, peace, and fear. Let me read these. It says, I feel good when I can help others. That's the service card. The peace card says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And then fear, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah. So that's their karma. Is to test their resolve to live in the energy of love. So instead of fighting with us because of what they admire but think they can't achieve, or they hate the fact that we have achieved it, instead of doing that, they are being challenged to live in the energy of love. Like, God is putting them in the position where they have to allow us to be happy in life. They have to allow us to be successful. They have to allow us to be loved and be loved. They have to allow us to be great. They have no choice. That's their karma. They have to watch us be happy and great and loved and successful, and they can't do anything about it. That's their karma. You either gonna like it or you're gonna die from bad mind. So we got trust, indecision, and abundance. Let's see what they're saying now. It says, trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Indecision card says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And abundance, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Exactly. So they're being challenged to find their greatness within, like us. For those who wanted to read it for themselves. Yeah. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So that's their karma, to recognize that they too are a limitless being and they can manifest whatever they desire in this physical reality. God is like, it's not that serious. You can do it too. And that's been a constant theme throughout most of these karmic readings. What they've been hating on somebody else for is the same thing that they can achieve, but they don't look within, they look outside. Let's see, we got failure and grief and friendship. So the failure card says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. There's that forgiveness energy. So they have to realize that they made a mistake. Then we have the grief card saying, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. You see? Now they appreciate us. Now that we realize that they're being frenemies and families, as a enemy family, and I'm not very creative right now to come up with the one that you use for clients, like fake clients and fake business partners and fake lovers and all these things. They're realizing that they prefer us in their life. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Appreciate what? Our friendship. They miss us. They miss us. It says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Oh my God, I almost feel like crying, and I know this is not my crying. They're crying. They're very unhappy with the decisions that they made to treat us the way that they treated us, and damage our relationship the way that they did because of their own insecurity. And they want to know how they're going to fix it. That's what deck 3 was saying. If you go back to the other video and you watch the reading from deck 3, it tells you the whole story. This is like the shorter version. The other one, deck 3, is more in depth, but it's the same story. And the last card, excuse me, see? Look at that. That's what the problem is. Self-esteem. Their self-esteem is like nobody told them not to be their greatest version of themselves. The thing is, they care too much about what society say. They care too much about the consequences of being themselves. They care too much about people hating on them when they really shine. They just care too much. They're afraid to walk through the fire like me. But it's a good thing we're like me and like you. But it's a good thing that people like us have been the forerunners in situations like this, because as information like this comes out, you will find that envy will become less of a problem in society. And when we talk like this and talk about how other people have, you have greatness within, everybody has greatness within, then people won't feel so envious, and more people will start to look within. So even though the envy won't go away, but it won't control people to the point that it has done in this case and other cases like this, because I'm sure we're not the only ones going through this. A lot of people have been the victim of people's own insecurity, that they project the negativity outside. So when we normalize these conversations and, make it upbeat so that people want to listen. Don't make it too jokeified that they can't take it seriously. But if we put the information out there in a light-hearted way, then it kind of break the spell of envy, so that people can recognize, shit, you're great too. But who the fuck want to be on the stage all the time? We enjoy watching other people be great too. And that's what a lot of people don't understand and they don't put into practice. They feel like they must always be the best. Listen, we are all the fucking best. We are all the best because God didn't make no rubbish. God didn't make rubbish. God has not ever made anything that was useless and rubbish. I mean, I call y'all useless sometimes, which you piss me off. I'm going to call you useless. I'm going to call you worthless because you're fucking up majorly. You're acting like you're useless and you're worthless. So if you can't see yourself and you see yourself as useless and worthless, then maybe I should call you useless and worthless so that you can see how stupid that shit sound. How vile that shit sound. But it's how you're presenting yourself. So excuse me for calling you what you're presenting yourself to me as. I'd say that's your fault. You should have presented yourself to me like who you really are. Okay. So, self esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Exactly. Nobody wants to be on the stage all the fucking time. That's boring. It's a boring ass life. You think Beyonce want to be the one that's bringing all these exciting performances? You think Beyonce want to be the only one to be able to fucking make the crowd feel pleased and make them feel good and be entertained and shit? No. Sometimes it's good to be able to sit down in the audience and be wowed by other people's God within, other people's gifts, other people's talents, other people's excellence. Humans, we need to get it together, man. We need to get it together. Don't believe every shitty thought that comes to your mind, okay? When something shitty comes to your mind, stop for a moment and think about what you're saying and what your mind is telling you to do, or whoever's talking to you, whether they're talking to you telepathically or they're talking to you face to face. Just pay attention to the ideas that are coming to you, okay? And know which ones to give life to and which ones to say, man, fuck that. There has got to be a better way. Okay? So, that's how the cookie crumbled. So, I hope that these readings have helped you to understand how God works on our behalf behind the scenes. Okay? God's silence is not proof of God's absence. Okay? God don't need to punish these people in our faces for us to see. Just know that it's being done. And it's unfortunate, to be honest with you, that it wasn't more clear to us how karma works. It wasn't more clear to us how God be working on our behalf behind the scenes to bring justice when people do shit to us and we think we have no help, and these people just do shit to us and they always getting away with it and all these things. But when it's psychological karma like this, we don't get to see the change until after the fact. So if I didn't have access to these readings, I wouldn't know that these people were feeling so shitty about how they treated me and actually value me. You wouldn't know that these people feel crappy about how they treated you and actually value you now. Now they see what's brilliant about you. Now they see that the problem was if it was within them. Now they want to be a part of your life. Now they have gratitude for your presence. You see it? So it's unfortunate that we didn't have access to this type of information, which has made a lot of people turn away from God and think that God don't exist and where's God when I'm going through this and going through that. But here's what I have learned when it comes to the relationship between these readings, aka revealing what God does for us, and before we knew that God was actually stepping in to bring justice to our situations. Here's what I learned. I learned that we need to learn to mind our own business. What does that mean? I mean that when somebody does something wrong to you, if you choose to stand up for yourself, then do so. But if it comes to the point where they do something wrong to you and you don't feel like you have the power to fight back and win, then you should let it go. But here what most of us do. We let it go, but then we internalize the hurt. We allow that hurt to block us by making us bitter. So what I've learned is even though you don't, even when we didn't know that God was working on our behalf, what we were supposed to do was let go of the situation because we can't do anything about it anyway, but don't allow it to make us bitter. Allow yourself to still live. Allow yourself to still love. Allow yourself to still laugh. Allow yourself to have true joy. Don't even think about the enemy unless they come in your face. You don't need to think about them. You don't even need to remember that they exist unless they come at you. And when they come at you, if you can't fight them directly, then there are other ways that you can fight back. Like they say, like, how you get your enemies best is when you succeed. So people who try to bring you down and people who try to destroy you, if you really want to hurt them from miles and miles away, just stay focused and become a success. That'll fuck them right up. And you haven't touched them one bit. Not even with your mind did you touch them. But your success is going to just make them destroy themselves from the inside. From the inside. Yeah. So we don't even have to worry about revenge and getting compensation and all these things. If the fight is too big for you to win, let it go. And focus your energies on yourself and those you love and those who love you. That's how you win. Just remove yourself from the situation completely. Even if you don't know that God is taking care of it. But now that we know that when we remove ourselves, God is going to take care of it. God and the angels and the ancestors and the spirit guides and nature and all those elements of the theocratic government. Yeah. Karma is nature's police, nature's justice system. That's what karma is. Yeah. So yeah, man, just go on and live your life. Focus on what you can do. If you can't do anything about the situation, let it go. And focus on what you can work on. And always make sure that you do things that bring you joy. Don't just always focus on the things that you need to do. Focus sometimes on the things that you want to do as well. Because those things that you want to do, those are the things that bring you joy. As long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anybody else. At least, not a lot. If you're hurting yourself a little bit, then maybe it's not so bad. If you're hurting other people just a little bit, maybe it's not so bad. But if you're going to hurt yourself plenty and hurt other people plenty, then that's just stupid. Okay? So, yeah. So, look out for the last round of this. I think we got 3 more to do now. Let me see. 7. We got 4 and 4, 4 and 4, 8 and 1, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we got 3 more to do. We're going to do the other 3 decks most likely tomorrow. Okay? So that we can try and make sure we've covered everybody. I didn't add any signs onto this. I didn't do like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on because sometimes I feel like those confuse the message because we harness different energies at different times. So although you were born a whatever sun, your sun sign is XYZ, you may be in the energy of a different astrological placement because we have the power to shift and morph into these different astrological traits in order to get the best out of life. So you might be a Libra sun, but the situation you're dealing with calls for you to get into a Scorpio energy. And you know, Scorpio is like the death card, change card, like put an end to dumb shit type of energy. But you see, that's why Libra sign is so, I say it's quite a powerful sign. Why? Because Libra is the scales. So what does that mean? Whatever you have to do to balance, that's what you do. So Libra has the power to become any sign that it needs to in order to keep those scales balanced, in order to keep that equilibrium. And I feel like every other sign also has the ability to shift. Let's say you're born Capricorn. If you need to become a Libra, you can become a Libra, but then that kind of funny because Libra is like a open, because Libra is an inanimate object. Every other sign is represented by an animate object. Like an animal or a person. So maybe Libra is not the best example to use in this case. So maybe let's say you're born Capricorn, but you need to become like, let's say, a Taurus or something. So Capricorn energy is mostly based on, well, it's like an excessive energy. I know it to be an excessive energy. What else do I know about Capricorn? I don't really know much about Capricorn, but Taurus energy is more of a steady energy. So if you have to shift from being excessive in any way to being steady, then you switch from your Capricorn energy and you morph into the Taurus energy so that you can bring balance to the situation. I know that that makes sense to you. It's harder to use Libra as in this to make light of this lesson. It's harder to use Libra because Libra is just different. Okay? The fact that Libra is represented by the scales and it's an inanimate object, or so they say, because really and truly everything is animate. But that's a story for another video, because if everything is made out of the God particle, then everything is the same thing. Have I lost you yet? Shout outs to those who get what I'm saying, okay? I've broken that down in some other videos, but I'll break it down for you another time. But to make a long story short, when it comes to that last comment that I made, everything started with God. So I call what they call the atom, or whatever is the most minute existence, I call that the God particle. And whatever that particle is, it made up everything else. So really and truly, even though somehow we got all these different shapes and colors and densities and all these things that make up nature, really and truly everything is made of that first particle, which I call the God particle. So really and truly, everything is God. And that means everything is animated. There's nothing that's actually dead because God can't die. I need some friends like myself, okay, so that we could talk about things like these and they can help me suss out these kind of thoughts, okay? But it makes sense to me. So like I say, shout out to those who see what I say and can actually add to that. Yeah, but I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, keep loving on yourself and each other, and let's be great together. One love.